Thank you for your interest in more anti-etch. This video will provide a more full understanding of the preparation and application of the system. Anti-etch is an odorless, UV-cured coating that, when applied properly, will provide long-lasting protection against all stains and etches for the life of the coating. The coating life is comparable to other coatings on the market. As you will see, the installation can be performed on a counter of this size by one person in under 2 hours. Under normal conditions, a single technician can apply anti-etch to an average-sized kitchen counters in 1 day. This demonstration was performed on a real project setting by Ted McFadden. For the purpose of time, this video footage was sped up 800%. Preparation is key to the success of any project. The technician uses a Rotex sander here with 80 grit paper to open up the surface and provide a surface area for anti-etch to bond. The entire area must be sanded, leaving no remnant of the shiny surface behind. On this counter, fixtures had left serious indentions in the stone. These indentions must be removed for anti-etch to look right on the counter. Periodically, it is wise to remove residues with a rag and alcohol. We do not recommend acetone. When possible, isopropyl alcohol should be used. Once the open space of the counter is prepped, the technician must make sure the edges are properly prepped. This can be done by either hand or with an edge or corner machine available at Festool. Tape the backsplash about a 1/16 inch above the surface of the stone. We do this to protect the backsplash and surrounding areas when we are rolling the anti-etch. The roller pushes the anti-etch into the edge. If tape is not used, it will be difficult to clean the backsplash prior to curing the anti-etch, and once it's cured, it will not come off. Tape the sink basin and the front edge of the counter just under where you want the anti-etch to stop. In some cases, you may want to apply anti-etch to the top part of a bullnose. That method will be shown in future videos. There is no need to dam areas or cover fixture holes like other products. Anti-etch does not run, it stays put. 32 ounces of anti-etch will cover 50 square feet. This means that the technician will use approximately 0.64 ounces per square foot. This counter is approximately 10 square feet, so the technician will use about 6.5 ounces of product. It is wise to measure your areas and use only the amount necessary to conserve product and maximize profit. The first coat will take about 4 ounces of product to spread evenly. Some of the product is absorbed into the roller, so in some cases it may be wise to plan on using a little more product to allow for this. Spread the first coat evenly and make sure that the entire counter is covered with anti-etch. Use your roller to smooth any roller marks and other issues, and try to make the surface as smooth as possible. You will see dimples and some roughness in the surface of the anti-etch. Don't worry about that. We will wait about 15 minutes between coat and cure to allow for the anti-etch to level out. After a short wait for the surface to level, it's time to cure. In the scope of the project, the time it takes to cure a counter of this size is minuscule, but it really is important to get it right. The UV light carries a danger, so it is wise to use protective gear. The technician here should be really wearing a long-sleeve shirt. Sunglasses and a dark UV shield is used to prevent injury to the eyes, and welder's gloves are used to prevent UV exposure to hands. Move the light about 1 square foot per second in both directions. Light is emitted from the UV light to a focal point 4 to 5 inches in front of the light. This means that the curing is actually taking place in a straight line a couple of millimeters wide. You must expose the entire surface to that focal point. To expose the edges to the focal point, you will notice the technician turning the light against the backsplash and running it along the front and sides. If you look closely at the counter, you can see little spots in the surface, little dots. These are dust particles that settled into the surface prior to curing. This is normal and unavoidable. We use 240 sandpaper to prep the first coat for the application of the second coat. Before the second coat is applied, all of these particles must be removed. They're just on the surface, so it's very easy. But be careful not to sand through the coating here. So the technician noticed too late here that the camera was out of battery. The footage that was missed was only the application of the second coat of anti-etch. It's done much like the first application, very evenly. We are picking up again here where the technician is waiting for the surface to smooth prior to curing. The technician is pulling the tape here after the curing process. In many cases, you may achieve better results if you pull the paint immediately before you start the curing process. This will prevent tape from being under a cured area, making it more difficult to remove the tape and possibly undermining the integrity of the coated surface. Once the second coat is cured, we start the finishing process. The surface becomes more smooth with each grit. In a certification class, you will learn how to use the different polishing creams, sandpapers, and abrasives to achieve a high polish, a satin finish, as well as a matte finish. This counter was intended to look as natural as possible. This marble can be difficult to polish with a smooth, clear shine. There are some polishing compounds that will increase the gloss and color, but the technician here elected not to use them to make this as natural looking as possible.